Hello, guys, and welcome back to the movie Hopper. Apparently, we have another guest today. And do you want to introduce yourself to our tried and true viewers?
Sure. Hi, I'm Lily.
Oh man, yes, she is. She speaks the truth already, folks. You can trust her. Now what movie did we see yesterday?
Oh, the quite amazing Child's Play. It was prime.
Oh man, Prime. Now, ironically enough, we saw this after Toy Story, and I think I heard you say that you actually liked this one better than Toy Story.
Yeah, but I didn't really like Toy Story, so
Yeah, well, I guess that's the problem. But now how many Chucky films have you seen?
I've seen all of them.
Everyone.
Yes.
Oh well, that's more than me. I've seen not including this one, zero. So you already have a head start over here. But
Yeah, I'm like the true fan here.
yes, you are. I'm just a fake fan. But what did you think of this? This is the first really Chucky remake, right? I mean, there was like seven sequels, but this is like the first remake.
Yeah, it was the first one that it wasn't like based on the same concept.
Mm-hmm.
So like this one, I felt like it was unnecessary because if you follow the other ones on Netflix, you would know that it's all the same characters.
Uh-huh.
And this one literally just made new characters, new doll, new concept, and I felt like it was unnecessary.
Well, that's kind of the point of a remake, right? To make like a different thing.
I guess, but like when they remade Pet Cemetery, it was like the same
Yeah.
ish,
Well, that movie
same ish.
that movie sucked fat anus, so we don't really talk about that one. But I guess I can see where you're coming from there. But I actually not gonna lie, I actually liked this movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. But how about you? What did you think about this one?
I didn't think it was awful,
Mm-hmm.
and I did like the concept that it was technology that was like the issue and not like a demon.
Yeah,
So I guess that was kind of cool because it's more
like grounded.
modern.
Yeah.
Like it could actually be an issue. But at the same time, I also felt like it kind of took away the horror part of it and
Uh-huh.
like made it more, oh, well, why don't you just turn it off?
Well, I don't even know. They never even show them charging it, so this must be one running on some like nuclear reactor or some shit. But I don't know, just a plot
Well, that
thing.
one guy does plug him in, you
Yeah,
know?
well, in the beginning to sync it with your phone, but after that, it's just good to go, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's true.
probably reading too far into this. But I thought this movie was like more funny than it was scary, and in a weird way, I kind of think it was going for that. Like I wasn't really scared at all. I mean,
No, I mean the one part with the guy getting like sawed into pieces. That was a little
yeah,
gross, but
yeah. I mean,
not
there's
really
some gross
scary.
parts, but yeah. But I kind of like that. I like how Mark Hamill, fucking Luke Skywalker, was voicing Chucky. That was kind of funny. Um, what else? Is there like any besides the doll itself? Is there like any similarity or nod to the original ones in this?
Um, so like in the original ones, the doll is like can talk and like has like full like conversation. He has his own thought of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he does in this one too, but it's like he doesn't at the same time,
Yeah,
you know? Because he's not a person. He's like the technology, which is fine.
yeah.
But they also the kid in this one and like the newer one is like a lot older than the kid in the original. The kid
Really?
in the original is like 7,
Oh,
and they put him in a mental hospital because he's like 7 and he's like my doll's talking and they're like get out of here.
well, everybody. When you're seven, everybody thinks their dolls talk. What the hell's wrong with these
Well,
people?
no, they frame him for murder. Well,
Oh,
the
well,
doll
that's
frames him
different.
for murder.
That only happened once, but yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's interesting. I what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So is it? Do you think there's gonna be a sequel to this one? Like, How there were seven
Well, I
sequels
feel
to
like
Chucky?
there has to be now because like they end it with
Wait,
the doll
don't spoil don't
smiling like, "Oh my God, he's still alive."
don't spoil the ending yet. Just speak out
Sorry,
of
my bad.
context.
I mean, the doll's not coming back. What are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah, but yeah, I mean throughout the movie they keep teasing, the Buddy 2, that's kind of like a big thing. So I guess the next one is gonna be with that one. So that's cool, I guess. What
I
do you?
want to see a full movie of just the Buddy Bears.
Oh yeah.
I would like that.
That's,
Just the bears.
now if there is a sequel, are you gonna see it? That's like a big gauge.
I mean, I guess so, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you'd probably see it even if this one was awful because you like that kind of movie. But I mean, I thought the beginning of this movie with like the Vietnamese sweatshop thing, I thought that was kind of stupid, but at the same time I liked it because it kind of fits in with the movie. I mean, what did you think about how the only thing this underpaid, overworked sweatshop worker had to do to make this doll evil was to type on his computer for about 5 seconds, and that's it. I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that was kind of stupid or?
Yeah, I mean, so he says he's like, I got you off the streets, and that's where you're going back to. If you got him off the streets, I just want to know how does he know how to use a computer like that and
Yeah,
code stuff? Also, how does he know how to read English
yeah, the computer
if they
screen
only
wasn't
speak
English.
Vietnamese? That's all I want to know. Um, Also, that guy killed a bunch of people unintentionally, and he probably doesn't care. And this is all because he got
No, he
fired.
killed himself. He doesn't care. He killed himself.
He dies?
There's the guy. Remember, they showed the people outside, and there's a guy that jumped off the roof and landed on a car.
Oh,
That's
I didn't.
him.
Must have missed that part. My
Oh,
bad.
he must have.
Whoops.
Oopsies. Yeah, he kills himself, but
Happens to the best of us,
yep,
honestly.
all the time. But I mean, I just find it weird that this children's toy is always like one line of code away from being on a murderous rampage.
Well, yeah, that's true. I think the doll itself is kind of creepy if you really think about it.
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
why would you want that? It's like a kid, but it's a slave. It's a slave kid.
The best kind of kids, if you ask me. But I mean, we can nitpick this movie all day round, but at the end of the day, at least in my opinion, it doesn't really matter because no matter what, this movie was gonna be stupid, and I kind of just I don't mind that the doll is just on a murderous rampage because some guy typed a few lines of code. And I don't mind that the doll is stupid creepy and
Well, I think the murderous rampage is totally Andy's fault. It's not because, I mean, the code allowed it so that he could perform such activities,
uh-huh.
but Andy showed him the horror movie, and it's Andy's fault.
It's
Like,
all Andy's fault.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like in a way it is. I mean, but it's all like he's indirectly involved, I guess. It's indirectly his fault.
Yeah. So, I mean, I blame Andy for
You,
everything.
you, I mean, I don't know why they just didn't kind of just yeet the guy over or something. I don't fucking know. And I don't know why they if you have like a motorist, I guess I can't really spoil this. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil that. I'm gonna wait till spoiler talk for a bunch of this. But I mean, yeah, I guess if Andy wasn't around, and I guess so.
Like, if you gave that to a 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old was just, I don't know, watching their 5-year-old shows and like minding their own business,
Huh?
the doll literally wouldn't do anything special. It would just be the same thing. It wouldn't know curse words. It wouldn't know how to kill people.
Well,
It wouldn't be violent.
that is not entirely true because in like the second scene of the movie when the doll is walking in his room, like the first time you see the doll walking actually, he calls the cat a dickhead just right out of the box, and he
No,
does.
no, no. Andy says it first.
He does.
Andy's like,
Oh.
that cat's a dickhead. And then the doll's like, LOL, that cat's a dickhead. And that's what he calls him from then on. So if Andy wasn't an asshole, we wouldn't have a problem here.
Well, the cat kind of was a dickhead, but okay. I'm just gonna try to defend this stupid doll one more time and say, I guess I'm gonna go against him and say, the doll did try to kill the cat before he saw the movie. He tried to strangle the cat, right? And like break its fucking neck or something. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he did. He did do that. That was a flaw on him. But
Yeah.
Andy told him not to do that, and then he felt bad. So
Yeah.
he has feelings.
He died. Well, yeah, but his feelings kind of bring him in the wrong direction in life.
He wanted what was best for Andy, and the cat scratched Andy, and he wanted to help him. I think that is justified on his part, and it's Andy's fault.
Well, saying that he wants the best for Andy, again, I'm gonna wait till spoiler talk, but we can't say that's entirely true after seeing the ending. Also,
Well, yeah, but that was after a while, like like whoops, that happens sometimes.
well,
Sometimes you get a little overprotective, and then
um,
it goes downhill.
well, also, I would like to say that I don't think the doll cares as much about Andy as much as he is in love with Andy the doll, and he gets extremely jealous anytime like Andy is with anybody else. And I think that's like a total flaw on the doll's character, that it's jealous. It doesn't want what's best for Andy. It wants, what it thinks will make Andy love him more, you know.
Well, sometimes you gotta murder other people for love, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, I remember you said that. But anyway, I don't know. I just think the doll is kind of just evil, and even if Andy wasn't there, I still think it would be able to like yeet some kids or something, like some little kids. Um, and I mean, if you like sync it to the cloud or whatever, if you sync it to the internet, you think it would know how to like
That's a
murder
good point. It
people.
would pick up all that data.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think it picks up like on everything pretty much. I thought like it's just always connected to the internet. Like if you ask it to play a certain song, it can play that song. I don't see why it can't go rogue and look up whatever it pleases.
Well, so can Google Home, but they don't do that.
Well, Google Home also doesn't have any arms or legs.
That's a good point.
But I
But
mean,
they'll come back at you one day. Don't you worry.
they will. Yeah, the robot uprising. It's gonna start sooner rather than later. But
Exactly.
yeah, this movie is actually a documentary of the future. Fun fact.
You know what scene really got me?
What?
The watermelon one. You know,
Yeah.
first of all, I'm not gonna lie, it shocked me because I thought something was gonna happen and it didn't.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna spoil, because like it actually shocked me.
Uh-huh.
I thought something was gonna happen and it didn't. It was more violent than that. But I also think that they put it in a watermelon patch literally for the sole purpose of the next scene. Like the watermelons weren't even valid except for the fact that they needed it for the next scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just want to know how they're growing watermelons in December and it's cold.
I don't know. Maybe it's just magic. I don't know. This takes place in an alternate universe, I guess, where you
That's
can.
what really gets me. The whole movie threw me off with the watermelons in December.
I just found it weird. I don't know how many people designate their whole backyard just to growing watermelons. I thought
He
that
had
was an
corn
interesting
too.
choice.
He had corn, watermelon and corn.
I just thought that was kind of an interesting choice. But yeah, I like what they I like how they had like almost a side plot with the watermelon stuff. I thought they got creative with that. Um,
I like that his kids didn't even care.
yeah. Wait, well, what do you mean they didn't care? Wait, which kids?
His his daughters didn't care.
Daughters. Oh yeah, well, yeah, that was funny. I like that. I like a lot about this movie. I think this movie is creative, which is something you don't get with a lot of like horror remakes and stuff like that. And
It's definitely superior to what is it called? The one where Chucky has a kid with
what,
his
Son of
wife. Yeah,
Chucky or something.
it's something like that. I don't know.
Uh
That
huh.
movie is not superior. It's a low thing. Maybe it's not necessarily a bad thing that they decided to cut all that junk and just restart.
Yeah. I mean, well, how would you rate? There's like how many Chucky movies, including this one?
Um, I think there's five, but I might be wrong.
Okay. Well, how would you rank this among the movies? Like,
So it relates in the best way I can put this. It relates more to the first two, where it's just Chucky and it's Chucky and Andy, and it's just that. When they start getting to the other movies, Chucky has like a wife and then like a child,
that's
and
weird.
then like they continued it further. There might be seven Chucky movies if I think
Seven.
about it now, because there's two other ones where he like goes and to this family's house and this girl's in a wheelchair, and so he tries to kill her, not because she's in a wheelchair but because she's in a wheelchair and she can't do anything about it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then he doesn't kill her and everyone thinks she's crazy, but obviously she's not,
Okay.
because it's like it's basically like the, I don't want to say like the originals, but it's combined with I don't know how to explain
Comparable?
it.
Like,
It's more similar to the
okay.
original like two.
Okay. I can see that. But I guess that's a good thing then. I guess that's kind of like a praise because I'm guessing the originals are better than the later ones.
Yeah, the spin-off, oh, I don't want to say spin-off, but the additional ones where they like have his wife and stuff, they're just kind of weird.
Yeah. I mean, this movie's kind of weird too, but I see that as a good thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, the doll itself is like creepy, different, creepy.
yeah. I mean, just overall, I mean, I didn't really come into this with a lot of expectations, so maybe that's why. But I was kind of just surprised overall at just kind of how good it was.
I thought it was better than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
I
Um.
expected it to be like Pet Cemetery level remake.
Oh no,
And
I didn't
it
expect that. But I mean, yeah, I ended up liking it, and also something you might not have noticed because you probably aren't as into film, but I actually really like the cinematography in this movie, which really surprised me because in these, kind of low budgety horror movies, the cinematography is usually shit, and usually the director like doesn't actually care about it. They just kind of want a paycheck, so they like barely even show up. But hey, in this movie, it seemed like the director actually showed up for work and did his job because there was some really cool shots, some really cool lighting, and I was just pleasantly surprised just all around. So yeah, it's a good sign that somebody actually cared about the movie. But do you have anything else you want to say before we get into spoiler talk?
um no, I think I'm good.
Okay, so spoiler talk's starting now, I guess. So what what do you want to say first? Because I think you were holding stuff in.
Um that guy that cheated on his wife, I don't remember what his name is.
Uh
I'm glad they put his face on a watermelon. He
huh.
deserves that.
Yeah,
That is what he deserves.
I just thought that was all around funny. I thought that how the watermelon almost like spun off into the its own plot, and they had to give it to the mom of the cop and all of that shit. I thought that was no. They just have them on the podcast. I want to hear their opinion on the movie too.
What? My sister? You want her opinion?
Yeah, I want her opinion on the movie.
She needs a bathing suit. That's her opinion.
Well,
Hold
that's
on.
that's interesting.
Make your podcast. Goodbye.
Just an interesting opinion she got there. I kind of wish I learned more about this
Joe
alternate
wants to know
opinion.
your opinion on the new Child's Play. No comment.
No comment. Well, I'm
Yeah.
actually wouldn't be surprised if she saw it because there was like five like people like under 5 years old there.
Yeah, why was everyone in the theater like two? And then they were
I,
crying and their parents were like, be quiet.
yeah, you're like shut the fuck up, no. But it was
There
like
were there were less kids in Toy Story.
I know. There was less crying in Toy Story. It's like when I saw Halloween, the remake of Halloween. There was just a bunch of kids playing with sock puppets in the front row, and I was like, "What the hell is happening?" And they just didn't react to
Literally
anything.
everyone just brings their kid to horror movies.
I guess so. I mean, they're gonna learn about it soon enough. But
They're like, don't mess with your kid or with your toys because they'll come kill you. So,
yeah. But
lesson learned.
something I found interesting was how they threw everything out in the same like garbage chute. You think they would you know, toss it in, you think they would toss like the Chucky doll like in a river or like totally break him and like fucking hydraulic press him or something? Because I feel like if I had like a doll that wanted to kill me, I would just make sure he was just gone. Just totally, completely, utterly gone in like 5 different pieces in 5 different places.
Well, okay, I understand throwing the Chucky doll away because, like, it's a doll, so they broke it and they thought it was all good. They were going to throw it away. It was
Hmm.
fine. Why would he put the face in a trash can
Well, he kind of
wrapped
had
in
to.
wrapping paper?
He kind of had to.
Why? You could have put that anywhere else. And you were like, in a trash can, wrapped in wrapping paper, so that it obviously leads back to me.
Well, I mean, the thing was that he had to. I get why you would say that um he wouldn't want to do that the first time around, but he was at a point where the head was in the cop's house, and he had to just get out of there super quick, and throw it in the like nearest container to get rid of it.
Well, I understand that, but also along with the fact that it was in the cop's mom's house,
Hmm.
how didn't she smell that rotting flesh?
Yeah, that's true.
She was like, "Yeah, this is normal." Uh-huh. And I don't know what a face feels like. I mean, I have a face on me, but I don't know what face skin feels like on a watermelon. But I can't imagine that it feels good, and I can't imagine that it stays there well. So I'm just wondering how she full squished this like this wrapped ball of watermelon and was like, "Yeah, this feels normal." Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, like, it's a gift. You don't know what it can be. I don't think if I got something that felt like a face, I don't think I would jump to the conclusion that it's a face.
Well, I didn't say she would jump to the conclusion this is a face. However, she should think, this feels gross or weird or something.
I guess. Maybe she was thinking that, but she was just trying to be polite, you know? The kid made you a gift for all the homework you helped with, you know?
What's worse is she didn't help him with homework.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
she got this random ass gift. And he was like, no, don't open it. And she knew that she didn't help him with homework. And I feel like she never even talked to this kid.
Yeah, I mean, she even lies. She says, "Oh yeah, all the homework I helped you with." She even like lies about it, and it's like,
And
well,
she literally
why?
doesn't question it. She's just like, yep, this is okay.
Yeah, well, her ignorance got her killed later on, so... Well, I guess no, that's actually... The watermelon thing isn't directly related to her death, so I guess not. But, yeah, I guess so.
Can we
Maybe...
talk about when she's killed in the car?
Yeah, and all her bingo friends just don't react at all.
Literally, her car. She's like, "Hey guys," and then her car goes backwards and is driving around this parking lot like crazy. And her bingo friends literally disappear. They're like, "Bye, sweetie, have fun."
Yeah, I mean, you think that, she didn't die in the crash itself. It was Chucky that killed her. You think that, one of her bingo friends would just go over and just kind of yeet the doll out of the way.
No, they left her. They were like, goodbye.
I guess bingo was starting or something. They had better things to do.
They're
Um,
like, this bitch is not winning bingo again.
no,
Not for
yeah,
the third time.
she's not.
She's gotta go.
She's not winning anything. Yeah, they're actually in on it. Yeah, it's all their plan all along. That's the sequel. We find out all the bingo friends actually made the Chucky doll. But one plot hole I found was the thing that made Chucky evil, right, was his chip, right? And they
Yeah.
show the guy putting the chip into the doll, right? And then, like, but later on in the movie, the guy, like, the other guy, he fixes the doll, and doesn't he, like, replace it?
Yeah, he puts a new chip in, and then Chucky's still evil.
And still has all the memories.
That's what I think it is. I think he's still synced to like the phone,
Yeah.
kind of like an iCloud,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Yeah.
He's like synced to the cloud. So like he restarts him and he comes back and then he knows everything he knew before.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess so. And then he syncs to the other kid's phone later on. Um, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But what else? Fuck. I don't know what else. I mean, there's obviously a lot of plot holes in this movie because, you know, it was a horror movie, and horror movies have a lot of plot holes.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like getting into them is almost like a waste of time because, like, I mean, it didn't take much away for me, at least from the movie, because I wasn't like super invested in how real this all was. So I
Because
guess,
it's
yeah,
not really realistic to begin with. So any
yeah.
flaws are just kind of like, oh, well, that happens.
Well, do you think that, say that this Chucky doll, this little buddy thing actually can exist and actually does exist, and there is a way to hack it to make it evil? Do you think that the events in this film are far fetched? Do you think that do you think this could happen?
I mean, not to the extent that it did,
Mm-hmm.
but I think like something like it could happen. Like
Yeah.
the self-driving car being like possessed by the technology. They're making self-driving cars,
Yeah.
so it could end bad, you know? Like it could think of its own thing. Like we have like self-command technology that I guess could take over itself, but like I think a full doll in itself taking over and like killing people, I don't think that's realistic because like honestly just take the chip out.
Yeah. Um. What else? Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I kind of wish that the movie kind of delved more into like the world. Like apparently they don't really go into this. Like everything in this world is connected to Wi-Fi, including the guy's lawnmower, which was able to be controlled by Chucky, meaning that is connected somehow to some sort of network that Chucky can get into. And I just think that they should have kind of established, the rules.
Well, I thought that Chucky just turned the lawnmower on.
Well, he also steered it. He had to steer it.
No, not really. It just kind of went in a straight direction. The guy just kind of crawled away.
Well, didn't it, like, kind of like, I thought it made a turn.
No, I didn't think so.
And even if it didn't, I don't think he would be
And
able
it
to,
was
like,
it sucked up the lights, so like it was just kind of automatically following him because it sucked up the lights. Which, by the way, I would have thought would have stopped it because it started wrapping around the blade.
yeah.
But we're not looking at plot holes here, so guess I
Yeah.
won't say nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there was a bunch of plot holes, but, yeah, I mean, let me think. I mean, there's like a lot here. Yeah, I mean, in the part at the end where Chucky wants to cut the kid open, I guess just to add more conflict. Um, cause
Well, I don't understand why he wants to kill Andy in the end anyway, because his whole point of going on this murder spree was because he wanted Andy to be his friend.
yeah,
So then at the end, he's like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna cut Andy open. But like, why?
I just realized something. The kid in Toy Story.
Is named Andy too because I
Yeah.
just realized that
Okay.
too, and
Okay.
it was a moment.
Okay.
They're the same universe. We just don't know it yet.
I can't wait for the crossover. Toy Story
Yeah, Toy
5.
Story 5, here it comes.
But yeah, I mean, was this movie better than you expected it to be? Well, yeah, I think you already said it was.
Yeah, I was it was better than I thought it would be.
Hmm.
But it still wasn't like prime.
Yeah. I mean, like, I just kind of thought this would be a lot lower effort than it actually ended up being. But I do feel like there's actually effort. Was the doll in this movie, like when it moved around, was that CG or was that like an animatronic? Like, like
I
when,
don't know.
cause I feel like that doll would be super hard to like walk on its own just because of how it's weighed. Because it's
Yeah,
so,
but that's how they made the original Child's Play.
yeah.
They had like robots that literally just walked everywhere.
Um, yeah, I mean,
They don't have like that many scenes of it walking.
yeah.
They just kind of have it standing there and like they pan out and they're like, yeah, it's just kind of standing there. You don't ever really you see it walking like maybe 4 times.
Wait, let me see. Is Chucky in Child's Play 2019 an animatronic? I mean, we might not get an answer, but I mean, it kind of looked it kind of looked real. It looked like an actual thing.
Yeah, when it walked in the room with Andy the first time, it looked real.
Yeah. I didn't see it. Yeah, I don't know. But
You think that thing's heavy?
if it's an animatronic, it's heavy probably.
No, but I mean, like, if they actually had it as a doll, do you think it would be heavy? Like, I'm imagining like a small child here.
It'd probably be like 10, 15 pounds.
Hmm.
That's
I
what I would
imagine it being
think.
like 30.
30. That'd be pretty heavy. You could just throw that at people. I mean, in this, if we're gonna talk in universe, this thing can like jump through the air and shit. I don't feel
Yeah,
like,
that's true. It does get pretty impressive airtime.
yeah. So I feel like it might. I don't know. It's probably lighter. But wait, let's see. Chucky's is wait, but
I'm just imagining all the like I don't want like the unseen parts of like, oh, the doll's up on the counter and that's really scary, but like if this thing's only, I don't know, 3 feet tall and it got up on this big ass counter, like how did nobody see that in the process?
I think it's a lot less than 3 feet tall. I think it might be like 1.5.
No, it was pretty tall.
Really?
Yeah, compared to Andy, it was like to his waist at least.
To his waist. Oh, I thought it kind of went to his like kneecaps.
I don't remember exactly, but I imagine it being taller, not necessarily like a full human being, but like tall.
Yeah. Um, but do you think this movie was like more of a comedy than a horror movie? Because I kind of thought this was kind of like a dark humor type of
Yeah,
movie.
I also thought it was more of a I don't want to say sci-fi, but
Like
like a
how
sci-fi horror comedy,
it's
which is
kind of
a
like a
weird
Dark
mix.
Mirror episode, like in terms of plot. But yeah, yeah, it's definitely not like a straightforward horror movie, which is kind of surprising because that would have been the easy way to do it. But I like that it was funny and it had fun with itself. I mean, what would you rather have like a movie like this or just a straightforward horror movie?
Um, I guess this like I liked this kind of movie
Hmm.
because it was more realistic. I want to say.
Yeah, well, it wasn't trying to scare you all the time, so I guess the pacing kind of benefited from that.
Yeah, I felt like it was more trying to like dawn on you, less trying to like terrify you.
Hmm.
Like make you realize stuff more, less like just oh, I killed someone and that's scary because there could be a killer doll under your bed. Terrifying.
Yeah. Uh,
I just personally think that dolls aren't scary anyways.
yeah. Well, I mean, the face on this one's kind of creepy.
Oh, the thing was ugly. It was
Uh-huh.
really ugly. Like, no offense to him, I don't want to come for his throat or anything, but he was ugly.
Yeah. It was obviously purposely made that way to look scary, and just nobody in the universe kind of noticed how scary it looked. But
Why did everybody want one so badly? They were like, this is amazing. I
uh,
want this. Amazing. The guy that came in the beginning that wanted to return the doll
uh,
because it was a ginger, that is so stupid.
well, it was kind of more in depth than that. He thought his daughter wanted the Chucky 2, which had blonde hair, and when your parents buy toys, they don't really look at the title. They just kind of say, "Hey, she wants the blonde hair one," and he brought her home, and it's like the daughter. It's like, this is the ginger one. I wanted the blonde hair one, and the guy just went back and was like, "This is the ginger one. I wanted that one."
I think
So,
that's so stupid. Gingers aren't good enough for him.
yeah, I guess that's why Chucky's a killer. He just doesn't have a soul.
Right. Because he's a ginger. There's the whole plot of the movie right there.
There we
We
go.
found out everything. There it is.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
And
I think like I don't know. Some of the parts I felt like made I don't want to say made sense, but made sense. And other parts I was like, this is so stupid.
Uh-huh.
But I guess that's just what made the movie.
Also, what are the improvements between the Buddy and the Buddy 2? Because they look like the exact same thing except with different skins.
Well, the Buddy 2's blonde, and as
Ah,
we just discussed, blondes are better.
the alien race. Yes,
I mean, I might be
finally.
biased, but
I can buy my children this toy now that it's an alien. Finally. Guess
exactly.
and a bear, I guess. But
Oh, the bear is something else.
that was funny.
Those are for all the furries out there.
Yeah. Just overall, the tone of this movie was really good. Maybe in the next movie, not in the next movie. The next movie is going to be about the Buddy 2, and the movie after that, it's probably going to be about, like, the Sex Buddy or something like that. That would be
Well,
funny.
I really hope that it's not.
That would be funny. I would
Are we
see
thinking
that.
of like 50 Shades of Buddy here?
50 Shades of Buddy. That'd be funny.
Because if they're looking for movie ideas, I'm open. I'm here. Like I have them.
Also, like, I feel like the whole, like, thing that the Buddy was named Chucky just because, and it had no reason to be named Chucky. It just kind of was. I thought that was kind of stupid.
I did too. Like the way that he was like, "What are you gonna name me?" I can't remember what he was gonna name me
Yeah,
to begin
Han
with. But
Solo, which was funny
oh,
because Luke Skywalker voices him, but then he was like, Chucky, and I was like, oh.
maybe they should have picked something that was closer to Chucky. Like I don't know. This Han Solo, Chucky are two different words,
Yeah.
and maybe that's like the point. Like they're completely different, and they were
Yeah.
like, haha, like it's completely
Yeah.
different. But like Chucky, that's so stupid.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not something that really affected my enjoyment or anything. Just something I noticed. I
Well, they
just,
just literally needed him to be named Chucky.
yeah. I mean, he could have been named something else. I mean,
I guess so,
this
yeah.
one's kind of like far enough removed from the original to be named something else.
Maybe they just didn't want to piss people off, you know?
Yeah,
Like, I came to see Child's Play. And when most people say, like, Child's Play, they think, like, Chucky, not
Yeah.
really Child's Play. So I guess they just wanted to keep up with that.
yeah. Maybe so the sequels can have Chucky in the name.
Just so they can be like, oh, you mean that Chucky movie? Like, if I say to someone, oh, Child's Play is such a good movie, they're
Yeah.
like, you mean the Chucky movie?
Yeah.
So maybe they just wanted to, like, save themselves the name, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Again, a lot of the problems in this movie are kind of non-problems, because this just the overall. I really like the tone in this movie because it's kind of like it allows for a lot of bullshit, like hey, it's named Chucky for no apparent reason. Oh, but it's a silly, stupid movie, so it's kind of okay.
Yeah, well, I felt like that too. Like all the problems weren't major problems. Like it's
Hmm.
not like they threw off the whole plot, but like they were definitely there.
Yeah, yeah, that's something you can discuss, but it's not something I was like saying to myself. Oh, well, I'm gonna knock it down a few points for that one. It's
Yeah,
just
I wasn't like, oh, awful because,
yeah,
you had to add in this stupid tidbit. Like it was kind of like whatever.
yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else you want to say before we get to our rating?
Andy has the worst friends ever.
Well, the girl's kind of nice. The girl was like, "No, it can't be Andy."
They literally witnessed the doll carrying a knife, and they witnessed the fact that the doll put a face on a watermelon, and then they were like, Andy's definitely a murderer.
Well,
That's the only option. Like,
well,
they literally witnessed it, and they were like, nope, no. And then they make Andy seem like the real asshole when he beats this kid up. Like, okay, come on, guys, you were there.
well, to be completely fair, nobody witnessed the doll putting the face on the watermelon. They just saw the face on the watermelon.
Well, that's true too, but then there's also the fact that they can literally see it on the phone,
Hmm.
because like his eyes record everything, which is
Yeah,
terrifying, by the way, a doll that
it is.
records literally everything, but he can see it on the phone and he's like, guys, look, and they're like, nope, don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it's only. I mean, I guess that a problem with the movie is that they only really doubt the kid for like 5 seconds, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, well, he's fine now."
Well, I also think that the fact that their problem could have his problem, Andy's problem,
Uh huh.
could have been fixed so easily. Like he was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get framed for murder because this doll left this watermelon head in my room. Oh my god." But then he pulls up the video on his phone. Like, why couldn't he just go to the police and be like, "Oh my god, look."
Yeah, I guess.
Then he
Well,
doesn't seem crazy anymore. I mean, you still have a killer doll on the loose, and that's a bit of a conflict, but
yeah.
at least, you're not framed for murder.
Also, the one thing I guess that kind of the only thing that really bothered me was how Andy starts singing the Buddy song, and that kind of stops Buddy from killing Andy, and I thought that was kind of stupid.
He just had to buy himself a second of time.
Yeah, but I just thought I thought Buddy would kind of be too far gone for that kind of stuff. But it's kind of an ex machina. But whatever. It's
I
not.
like that they didn't help the kids. Like, how his mom and the cop, like, they're in the ambulance and it's like
Huh.
all that, but then like they literally don't help anyone else. Nobody else is in the ambulance. They literally let the kids go. They were like, "Yep, they're fine."
Also, I mean, I feel like the kid would still be arrested because he hid evidence, and I mean, yeah, he hid evidence. It doesn't
Well,
that.
I don't feel like that's really, I don't want to say his fault, but I don't feel like that's really his fault. I mean, when you're 12,
Mm-hmm.
he's 12, right?
Probably 12, something around there. Yeah.
When you're like a young teenager, I'm
Uh-huh.
going to say a tween, that's the word. When
Mm-hmm.
you're a tween, you're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm hiding evidence. You're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So he just does what he thinks best.
Well, hiding evidence and not wanting to get in trouble is the exact same thought process.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, I feel like he wasn't like trying to hurt anyone by hiding the evidence. He just didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a whole like legal matter, but like they always skip that in horror movies anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think like, how are they gonna get out of this? How are they gonna explain this one? And then they just don't, and everything's fine. But
Like They still in most well, this one's a doll, so it doesn't really count. But in like a lot of horror movies,
Hmm.
they like um they kill the killer in the end anyway. Like that's still murder, but then like they never really go into that, and they're like, oh yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, but I guess they can't really frame a doll.
No. But yeah, overall, good movie. Anything else on your mind?
Um, it was definitely the company's fault, even though they didn't take blame for it.
Yeah, it was. I think that was
Like
kind of implied. I think like, because companies never take blame for their
he was
shit.
like, we had no. I mean, I guess they didn't have any idea, but like he's
Yeah.
like, oh, we had no idea, which is fine. But also, one of your workers made the killer doll, so I guess it's your fault.
Yeah, also there should be more safeguards. You shouldn't be able to under any circumstance just turn a doll into this.
Yeah, that too.
But
Maybe they should, I don't know, test their products before they send them out.
I guess so. I don't know. Maybe that's the feature of the buddy too. It won't start murdering you. That's like a
Ah,
fun. That's a fun
perfect.
feature.
Or maybe it's better at murdering you, one or the other.
Ooh, that's interesting. I guess we'll have to see in the sequel. It's either gonna be really boring or really interesting.
Exactly.
Well, what is the rating you give this movie out of 10?
Oh, I'm so bad at rating things out of 10. Um,
On my
I would give it
mm-hmm.
a 7.5.
Ooh, I was gonna give it a 7.5 too, but like 7.5 or 8. I'm not sure because at least for me, an 8 is something I want to watch again, and anything under that is like not something I want to watch again. Not saying it's not good, but like I see 7 as like a good movie, but 8 is like a movie so good I want to watch it again, you know? And I think
I think I give it a 7.5 because I wouldn't want to watch it again, I guess.
mhm,
But if it were on TV and I happened to be bored, I would watch it again.
yeah, it's not something I would mind watching again. That's why it's like 7.5 to 8. Like I don't know if I would
Yeah.
I don't know if I would go out of my way to watch it again, but maybe if it's on Netflix or something, I'd be like,
Yeah, I
"Oh,
wouldn't I wouldn't buy it. I definitely wouldn't
I
pay money for it,
wouldn't
like
buy
to
it."
watch it
Uh-huh.
for a second time. Like if
Yeah.
I've never seen it before, I guess I would buy it to watch it, but
Mhm.
like not for a second time.
Yeah. So I guess yeah, 7.5 is good. I like the humor. I liked a lot about this movie.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, good stuff.
I didn't it definitely was not the worst movie I've
Yeah.
ever seen. It was okay.
It's one of those things where I can't really think of a bunch of problems or a bunch of reasons to not justify a higher rating, but it's just, 7.5. It
Yeah. I
just it
don't
is what it
it,
is.
I feel like it definitely doesn't deserve more than an 8, but
Yeah.
it doesn't deserve lower than like a 7. So,
Yeah.
7.5, you know?
Yeah. 7.5. Yeah, that's good. I like the movie. Good movie. Go see it. Recommend
Yeah.
it to people because it's a
I would
good movie.
recommend it to people. I would recommend watching all the other Chucky movies first and then going to see it,
I
just so you can get a perspective.
I recommend not bringing your little kids. That's just
I
me.
recommend that too. Don't bring your children. That was really annoying.
See Toy Story instead. You awful parents. Take them
Or
to.
see Toy Story first and then see Child's Play to scare them.
Oh man. Hey, that's what we did. But anyway,
Exactly.
so for the movie hoppers and Lily, I'm guessing you don't want to plug anything at the end because you
I don't
don't.
know what that means.
It means like telling people like your YouTube and social media and stuff just so they can like follow you. But it's usually
Please
only for like
don't
YouTubers.
look for any of my social media. Thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, like YouTubers do that a lot. But yeah. So goodbye.
Ah, bye.